I am officially uploading my first YouTube video. My God, it's wild. Good morning. How are you guys? Happy Monday. I thought that I would take you along with me today. We have a fun day planned. Right now I'm in the studio, as you can tell, and got my red outfit on. About ready to get changed for my treadmill run. I have an easy run today, so easy 60 minutes. And then I am booking on out of here, headed back home to get ready. My mom and I are going to drive to Homer. So we're doing a little Monday girls trip to Homer. Actually, in all honesty, we are taking our recyclables because our local landfill does not take plastics anymore. So we need to drive 60 miles to go take off our plastic recyclables. But do love Homer, so excited for that little road trip. It looks like it's going to be sunny, partly cloudy. Should be good. Roads should be clear and dry. So love that for us. Gonna take a couple of our dogs and gonna take you guys along with us to Homer. So with that, let's get that run on and get changed. All right, I am all changed, ready for my run. You can't see, but I've got my pink shorts on. I'm keeping my sweatshirt on right now because I'm a little chilly. But we're going to get going on this run and wanted to just welcome you back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've seen my previous one video before, thank you for coming back. Hit that subscribe button, like that button, and I'm so happy that you're here. My name's Shelby. Should have mentioned that earlier. My name's Shelby. I live in Alaska, and we are going to just spend a fun day together. And I'm so excited. So let's get to this run. We are loaded. Car's ready. We decided on one dog. We decided on our lady girl. She's 17. We thought she could deserve a car ride. Ready. It's a beautiful day, lady girl. Oh, yes, this is going to be so much fun. It's beautiful. It's sunny, and we are ready. We are ready for Homer. We made it 20 minutes, and lady already pooped in the car.
Lady girl, what are you doing? That's a big mother.
Way to go, lady. Way to go.
Put your foot under there. No, no, no. Lay down.
Good job, Mom.
This is hot.
Want to show you the new shoes that I got. So I usually am an ultra girl, and the reason for that is because all my younger years, like middle school, high school, anytime I played basketball or I ran track, which I didn't run track a lot, I hated running, and the reason was because I always got shin splints. Basketball was my sport, but always, always, always got shin splints. Didn't matter what I did. I always had really good shoes. I was fortunate in that way. Always had really good shoes. I'd get my shins taped. I'd get like massages. I'd used all the oils. I'd do the stretching, the lotions. We had our team on my senior year. We had a sports like he was a chiropractor, so he would like work on my legs and stuff. This guy that was in our town doing like um, kind of telling his life story and his journey on how he got started. And he was talking about ultras and how they just like really helped his shin splints. And that was the first time I'd really ever heard of ultras. And this was probably back in, oh my gosh, I don't even know now. Maybe like 2015 or so. Honestly, I have no idea. I've been wearing ultras for a long time. But I bought my first pair of ultras, and back then they didn't have like all the different styles that they had now. And so the pair I got were just like these super basic. I think they were like the Ultra Duo or something. They were really ugly, but they seriously, I never had shin splints after that. So I've always just worn ultras, whether it's trail shoes. I've tried like the Olympus, I've done the Paradigm, the Torin, the Escalante, the Peak, or is it the Peak? The trail ones. I can't remember what they're called. I bought one style and I did not like them. They were like really way too long. They felt like clown shoes. And so then I bought the, oh my gosh, I'll have to look. I don't have them here. They're at the studio. I did buy a wide in those ones in this that specific style because I thought maybe that would help in case my so that my feet could like spread like you they do in ultras, just that wider toe box. They feel a little big. They're comfortable. They're not like I can't not run in them. Like they're fine. I'm not going to return them. I do like them. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't probably get a wide. But then I also got because I just need a couple in my rotation. I don't not looking for a lot in my rotation. I've gotten away with just having one that I can wear on the treadmill or like on the pavement and then one trail shoe for a very long time. So like I'm not looking to spend a bunch of money. Shoes are expensive, and so I know that you have to rotate them out every so often, but I wanted just like a couple treadmill slash road shoes in my arsenal of shoes that I could rotate through so that I give my feet you know what they need as far as support and cushion and things like that. But I got these Clifton, the Hoka Clifton. I wanted the ones that were on sale, but they didn't have my size. So I did pay full price for these ones, which you guys, it's a lot. It's expensive, and I totally get it. And I get the hang up on why it takes a long time or why you try to find ones on sale. I do try to sometimes look through like Poshmark or, REI outlet, things like that. However, oftentimes they just don't look, especially like Poshmark, they don't look super great. Like a lot of them have been heavily, heavily used. And so I did just bite the bullet and I got these Hoka Clifton 10s. And I have to say, I really do love them. The I'm not a big fan of Brooks or Asics just because they tend to be a little bit narrower for me. And so these Hokas, though, do have a pretty wide toe box, and I don't feel like my feet are, squished in them at all. And I did not get the wide in these. I just got the regulars. I wore them today for my uphill treadmill, and then I also wore them yesterday for my 70-minute just easy run. And they felt pretty good. I haven't had any shin splints, knock on wood, yet, and I hope that I won't. So I was pretty cautious with the heel drop. These ones do have a higher heel drop than the other Hokas that I have. I was trying to kind of like gradually increase that heel drop just because going from a 0 to like a 5 millimeter or an 8 millimeter can be a lot. Um, However, so far, fingers crossed, there's been no issues. Um, I've done a couple 12-mile long runs in the other style that I have of the Hokas, and so far nothing has been wrong, so I'm hopeful. But yeah, these are I think they're the rose gold ones. Yeah, these are the rose gold. So I really like them. My other ones are white and black, and so I wanted just kind of like a different contrast. So yeah, I'm so far loving the Hokas. Am I going to be a Hoka girl? I don't know. I still do have my ultras for my trail shoes because I do still really like those and I will be wearing those. Oftentimes, I find myself the last couple years getting new trail shoes like right before a specific race that I'm doing in July, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about later. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that because I need to sign up for it. I have priority registration, but I only have until the end of the month, the end of March, and so I really need to get that done. So tomorrow we will circle back around to that specific race. I'm excited to tell you guys about it. But I have found myself buying shoes right before that because my trail shoes that I train in for my trail races are trashed by then. And so I want to make sure that I always have like really good shoes going into this specific race in July. For you got to have good traction. Yeah, and then just depending on the weather, it just I can't have shoes that don't have good traction on this race. So we'll see. We may be getting new trail shoes at some point. Ideally, like obviously, I don't want to be getting those shoes right before the race. That's not ideal. I do just get the same ones though, so I haven't had any issues, but probably shouldn't keep doing that. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys these new shoes. I just love getting new shoes. I it's hard, because they are so expensive. But I love them so much. And you have to rotate those shoes out when you are a runner. It depends on the shoe, depends on the style. 300 to 500 miles is kind of the sweet spot in there. One of my clients, she was like, I heard it was every 3,000 miles. And I was like, girl, no. 3,000 miles? No, no. We need to rotate those shoes out. Like you're using those for lawn mowing shoes? Fantastic. I love that. I do that as well. Like these are just like my grubby shoes, kicking around the house shoes. Um, 3,000 miles is too much. Too much. We need to be, foot care is so important. And so rotating new shoes, I know it's expensive, but you know what's more expensive is physical therapy if you get like plantar fasciitis or something like that. And I've had that and it's absolutely horrible. So we're getting shoes. We're doing that. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling now. I have got work to do. And as I said before, headed to the studio later. Got dogs everywhere. We're watching dogs. More dogs we're watching later this month. So I'll take you guys along for that too. But for now, that is just kind of what my Tuesday is looking like. And I'm super excited to talk to you guys tomorrow because that's when we're going to go over that race. And it's pretty exciting. And so we're going to chat about that later. So for now, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I shall see you on Wednesday. Hello! Welcome back. It is now Friday, so it's been a couple days since I last talked to you guys. But nonetheless, we are back because I am finally registering for my mountain race. So I kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about what this mountain race is, when it is, what it entails, what it's like, and what the hype is around it. So this race is on July 4th in Seward, Alaska, and it is called Mount Marathon. It is a 5K trail race. It's been touted as one of the toughest 5Ks. It is the oldest mountain race in North America. And it is unlike anything else that I have ever done in terms of just the race itself, but also just the day and the people that come out to cheer you on, and just the whole entire vibe, being that it's on July 4th. And so you get all these people that are coming together, and it's the coolest thing. And I've been going to Seward on July 4th for a very long time. Just become a, what's the word? Why can't I, like, my brain, it must have been the exercise that I did today. It's become a tradition. My gosh, finally, we got there. It's because it's a tradition in our family. So my mom has run this race back in the 90s with her sister. So with my aunt, my uncle has run the race. My cousins have run the race. I've run the race as a junior, which was back early 2000s. And so I have been around this race. I've watched it many, many times as a spectator. And it's every time that I was a spectator as when I was older. Now, when I was younger, I hated running. And that maybe would be like a fun video for another time, but absolutely hated running. Did not like doing Mount Marathon at all, to be completely honest. But as I got older, I wasn't able to get back in. It's a pretty grueling process in terms of like your chances are slim sometimes. And so it's changed how registration works and how to get in. So it's changed over the years. It used to be really easy. Now it's a little bit more difficult. But I'll kind of talk a little bit about how I got back in. But as a spectator for all those years, like I just, every time I went back on that day to watch these incredible athletes climb this mountain and descend back down, and I longed to do it again. And that was when I was slowly getting back into running, when I was actually able to run, which again, like I said, could be like another story. But as far as this race goes, so like I said, it's a 5K. The average steepness of Mount Marathon is about 34 degrees. So it is a very, very steep mountain, and it is steep from the get go. So, what this race looks like is you start in the heart of downtown Seward and you run half a mile to the base of the mountain. And your first half a mile is a gradual uphill. It is, quite honestly, in my opinion, the worst part. I absolutely despise it because you are running uphill and it is a dead sprint. These athletes, I mean, if you want to get good positioning on the mountain, you have to be quick out of that start line. So it is a dead sprint uphill for half a mile. And then once you get to the base of that mountain, you're in the trees. So you're climbing, there's multiple ways that you can go up. There's no like set, way that you have to go. It's basically whoever gets to the top first comes back down, whoever gets there first wins. So you choose your route basically. There's three main routes that people typically go up, but essentially you're in the trees area, you're climbing up cliffs. It is about um 2,700 feet of elevation gain that you gain in like 0.9 miles. So once you get to the top, there's a rock up there and you go around the rock. There's an aid station up there. So there's a medical people up there. You've got Gatorade, and then you come back down. So you're coming back down rocks and shale and scree, and sometimes like last year there was a ton of snow at the top, so you slide down the snow chute. It's varies every single year. The mountain changes even month to month. Like it can change just depending upon the weather. So once you get back down to the base of the mountain, that's when you start your half a mile back to the finish line. And on that part, it's a net downhill. However, you've just trashed your legs coming down that mountain, coming down that 2,700 feet of elevation that you just climbed. So it is brutal. She is a beast, and it is the most amazing feeling. I can't even express it. I long for this race. Like knowing that it's going to be so painful, but just everything that it means to me, I just absolutely love it and I cherish it. And so, how did I get back into it? This will be my third year doing it, and I put in for the lottery multiple times and never got in. And so back in, oh my gosh, I have to do, what is 2026? So I did it in 25 and I did it in 24. So back in 2024, I put in for the lottery. I didn't get it. I really wanted to run the race. I had been training. Um, and so I really wanted it. And I am so fortunate and blessed to have people who believe in me and want to support me. And so I had some sponsors that helped me, and I did the live auction. Now, the thing with the live auction is it is the night before the race. And so you don't know if you're going to get a ticket because somebody could outbid you. These tickets can go for upwards. I've seen men's tickets go for upwards of $4,000. The last couple years, the women's tickets have oftentimes been higher than the men's. I think I paid oh my gosh, I don't even remember. It was low, honestly, compared to what some people paid. I think maybe it was like $800 or something like that, which is insane, right, for a single race. But it goes, it goes to the city, it goes to the race. And like I said, I was fortunate enough to have sponsors that helped and supported me. And so I got my ticket in 2024. And then from then on, you have to qualify basically to keep your spot. So you have to get top 50% of your age group in order to be able to run it the next year. And so I was able to do that. That was my first time doing the women's race. And so I did it in 1 hour and 11 minutes. And oh my gosh, I was so happy. Um, the next year I did it. So this was last year. I did it in 1 hour and 7 minutes. And that's I'm going to preface that huge PR because that's a huge PR for a race like this. Weather. The first year I did it, the weather was wet and raining and muddy, and that just makes for a really slick climb up, and it's dangerous and it's hard and it's just a lot slower. And it was also my first time, so I kind of went into it with, obviously I wanted to make it to be able to do it the next year, but I also just really wanted to have fun. I was just going to, whatever happened would happen. I'm so grateful that I was even doing it. However, when year 2 came, I was like, okay, we're going to see if we can do better. And so we did. We got 107, which was amazing. And so I'm in it for this year. So I do have priority registration, which is really exciting. I've been training, so we're already in the grind of that, and we're gonna start a Mount Marathon series. I think maybe like 6 or 8 weeks out, I'll probably start my series just to kind of take you guys along with me, and then be able to show you July 4th because it just brings me so much happiness. Let's see. My goal for this year, I do have a goal. Like I said before, the hardest one, well, there's a couple, but the hardest part for me, I think that I hate the most is just that initial half a mile to the base. So I feel like if I can really, work on my uphill speed, get in those uphill strides, especially after like easy runs, which my coach has been implementing into my program. So that's really helpful. I'll be able to conquer that and be a little bit more quicker on that because I was pretty slow. I would like to improve that. And then the other part that I still need improvement on is the downhill. I am not very fast on the downhill. I would love to be quicker on my feet and just a little bit more confident. And it's hard to put into words like this race unless you go look it up. So if you go type into like YouTube Mount Marathon race, and I want you to just watch these people, these top men and women that are doing this race. It is absolutely incredible. The speed that they have coming down, and just the ability to, you're basically free falling. And it's just amazing and inspiring to watch. And I'm just trying to get like a sliver of that they have. And so it's also really hard to practice a downhill, obviously, unless you're on like a mountain. Like it's really hard to practice a downhill just running around outside, like on the little trails that I have or on the treadmill. Like it's just not going to be the same as if I'm on a mountain. And I'm I'm gonna really try this year to get to more mountains. They're just a little bit further away where I live, so it does take a little bit more time and a little bit more planning. And I do want to make sure that I'm going with somebody just for safety reasons. But anyways, I'm digress. I could talk about this for forever. But yeah, so working on that just initial half a mile, and then working on the downhill, and then also just trying to prepare my body for that effort and that grueling pounding, especially in your quads. Uphill, I love an uphill push and an uphill climb. That might be weird, but I'm good at it. I can obviously improve, but I feel my best and my most confident in an uphill climb. So that's something that I love. And so putting more effort into that is also something I'll be doing, but I just know that I need more practice in certain areas. And so that's what I'm focusing on. But as far as Mount Marathon goes, I think that was kind of just the top things that I wanted to hit. And I'm going to register right now for my spot, which I'm so excited for. That'll just be the icing on the cake. Registration closes at the end of March. And so obviously, I don't want to be missing that. That cannot be having that. And so I'm going to do that. That will be it for this vlog number 2. And I'm so excited, and I thank you guys so much for following along. And if you like this and if you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button and like and follow along, and comment if you know or if you've ever heard of Mount Marathon. I'd love to know if you guys have heard about it, if you've watched any of the wild YouTube videos that are out there on it. And yeah, I would just love to connect. So again, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye!